I came back home after 6 years to surprise my family at my dad's retirement party, uninvited and unannounced. Their reaction? No warm welcomes, no smiles, just cold indifference. My uncle let out a mocking chuckle. "What? The family letdown finally slinks back?" My sister sneered. "We've been better off without you." My own father shot me a glare and growled, "Don't spoil my evening with your pathetic presence." He added, "If you want to act like you belong here, keep quiet, sit down, and cover the bill for everyone. It's the least you owe after 6 years of being a damn failure." I forced a smile, said, "No worries, this is the last you'll see of me," and walked out. A week later, I made a move that left them stunned. Last night, I got a text. "Where are you? They're freaking out. Call me. I'm not sure if this is worth sharing, but I can't shake it. I know some will say, just let it go, man, but I can't. Not after this. This is long, but I'll keep it honest. I'm not after pity. I just need to get this out." So here's the backstory. I hadn't been home in 6 years. Not far. Just a long drive away. I skipped birthdays, holidays, everything after things fell apart. My family's always been messy, for lack of a better word. I'm the eldest son, but never the golden child. They expected me to follow my dad's path, no questions asked. When I refused, it was like I'd betrayed them all. My dad acted like I'd disgraced him. My sister, Nikki, flipped out because it meant more work for her. My uncle, Ron, always had a jab ready about how I was throwing my life away. So I left. No big scene, just cut them off, blocked everyone, moved out, and built my own life. Never asked for a cent, never spoke to most of them again. That's the context. Last month, I was scrolling through social media, sneaking a peek at their lives. I saw Nikki's story hyping up a big party for Dad's retirement. No invite, no message, nothing. I laughed it off at first, typical, but it gnawed at me. Maybe I'm older now, or maybe I wondered if things had changed. So I decided to show up unannounced, booked a cheap motel room downtown, and drove over. Worst case? I'd see their shocked faces and leave. Best case? Free food and maybe some drama to laugh about later. The party was at a local banquet hall. Nothing fancy, big enough for about 30 people. I walked in, and nobody even glanced my way. Nikki was glued to her phone, Ron was chatting with some old guy, and Dad was at a table with his buddies. The vibe was forced, like everyone was pretending to have a blast. I stood in the doorway clutching a cheap bottle of whiskey I'd grabbed at a gas station as a gift. No one acknowledged me. I caught Dad's eye. He stared, then looked away without a nod. I found a seat at the edge of the room, feeling like an idiot. Nikki finally sauntered over, eyeing me up and down. "Didn't expect the runaway loser to show," she said, flaunting an expensive-looking dress. I asked if Dad even knew I was there. She shrugged, said he didn't care, and told me not to cause a scene. I sat there scrolling my phone, counting the minutes until I could bail. After about 20 minutes, Ron strolled by, stopped, and let out a fake laugh. "Look who's back from his little hideout," he called out, loud enough for the table to hear. A few cousins smirked. I ignored him. His jabs were old news. He's always had it out for me, no real reason, just loves having a target. Dinner came out, and it was like I was invisible. No one passed me a plate or offered a drink. My aunt leaned over, saying loudly, "It's so calm these days, isn't it?" Nikki smirked. I texted my friend Max under the table like, "You won't believe this crap." He sent back laughing emojis, telling me to just leave. Then the speeches started. Nikki went first, talking about how she'd taken on so much, stepping up where others failed. She didn't look at me, but the shade was obvious. Dad stood up, playing the victim, thanking everyone for always having his back. When he finally looked at me, he didn't say welcome. Instead, he said, "Don't ruin my night with your sorry presence." The room went quiet. I didn't flinch. He kept going, saying if I wanted to act like I belonged, I should shut up, sit down, and pay the bill for everyone. It's the least you can do after 6 years of being a damn letdown. No exaggeration, everyone just looked away. Nikki had this smug look, like she'd won. Ron snorted, muttering that I only showed up to mooch. I stood up, not caring about the food or the gift. I looked at Dad and said, "Fine. This is the last time you'll see me." I walked out. Nikki tried to block me, saying I always run from tough situations. I brushed past her. She swatted my arm. Ron shouted that I was proving his point. I slammed the door and didn't look back. Outside, I stood by my car, hearing their laughter inside like I'd never been there. I got in, sat for a moment, and texted Max. "Done." He called, asked if I was okay. I said I was over it. He's the only one who ever got why I left in the first place. Honestly, I was shaking, not angry, just done. Like I'd spent years wondering if I was the problem, but no. It was them. I left the whiskey in the parking lot. Not my issue anymore. If you're wondering whether to go back to people who treat you like dirt, don't. And yeah, I wasn't finished. I had a plan, and they wouldn't see it coming. Here's the follow-up. Some of you wanted to know what happened next, and I need to vent anyway. After that party, I couldn't stop replaying it. Why did I even try? 6 years of silence, and they treated me like a stray dog. I let them have their moment, but I wasn't letting it slide. The next day, my phone was silent. No texts, not even from my aunt, who usually plays mediator. It was like I'd never shown up. Fine. If they wanted to erase me, I'd make sure they felt it. Here's where it gets messy. I hadn't been around, but before I left, I did a lot for them. Stuff they never appreciated. Tech setups, financial fixes, home repairs, I handled it all. Wi-Fi, bill apps, family group chats, expense trackers, all me. They never changed a thing, just kept using my work like it was theirs. After the party, I realized they expected it to just keep running, like I owed them. I dug through my old notes, yeah, I'm that guy, and listed everything I'd set up, everything still tied to my accounts. It was a lot. I didn't just lock them out or change passwords. I made sure the systems they relied on would need me to keep going. Expense trackers, grocery orders, bill splitting scripts, all under my control because they never bothered to learn. I sent a group message to Dad, Nikki, and Ron. Since we're done, I'm removing my name from everything I set up. Update your info if you want it to keep working. No threats, just facts. No reply for a day. Then Nikki sent a rant about how I was sabotaging the family, demanding I hand over my logins. I said I'd transfer everything if they paid for my time. Fair compensation for years of free work. She didn't respond. Dad called, no greeting, just accused me of being petty, saying I was hurting the family's name. I told him, "You said I'm not family, so don't expect me to act like it." He hung up. 10 minutes later, Ron called, acting friendly, asking for passwords. I said it wasn't that simple. He started yelling. I hung up. Things spiraled. Nikki texted again, sending screenshots of failed grocery orders, locked bill apps, and a glitchy group chat. She accused me of ruining everything and threatened legal action. I told her to go for it and bring up my unpaid work in court. No reply. Cousins started DMing, asking me to fix it so the fighting would stop. I told them to ask Nikki. Dad tried going through Max, who laughed, and told him I'm not their tech support anymore. Dad got mad, called Max at 2 a.m., ranting about how I'd betrayed my own blood. Meanwhile, Nikki posted a vague Instagram rant about backstabbers. My aunt called family members whining about my ingratitude. Ron tried adding me to the group chat. I declined. He sent a tirade about me ruining Dad's legacy. I muted him. They tried setting up new systems without me, and it crashed. Nikki couldn't get the new app working. Dad asked Max to sort the bills. Max said no. My aunt texted, saying I was going too far. I told her I wasn't angry, just done being a doormat. Then Nikki showed up at my place, buzzing my intercom like crazy. I let her in to avoid a scene. She stormed in, waving her phone, calling me a jerk for ruining everything. I told her to leave. She grabbed for my phone. I pushed her hand away. She slapped my arm, called me spineless, and stormed out, slamming the door. My neighbor checked in after. Now their group chat's dead, bills are a mess, and they're all fighting. It feels good, not because I want them to suffer, but because I'm not letting them walk over me anymore. They wanted me gone? Fine, but they don't get my help for free. I know they're not done, and I've got one more move they won't expect. More soon. It's wild how fast people go from ignoring you to needing you when you stop fixing their messes. If you're thinking about setting boundaries with toxic family, trust me, they notice when you stop carrying their weight, and they lose it. After Nikki's tantrum at my place, things quieted down. Just a few cousin texts asking about the group chat or Dad's grocery app. I ignored them. Then Ron got weird. He started following me on every social platform. Odd for a guy who hates the internet. I didn't accept his requests. It's obvious he's snooping. Max told me Ron messaged him on Facebook, acting concerned, asking if I was okay or coming home. Max sent me screenshots, laughing. I didn't respond. Ron's never cared before. Why now unless they're desperate? They tried fixing things themselves. Nikki set up a new expense tracker, but a cousin accidentally sent me the invite. She couldn't sync it with their accounts and raged in the group chat before quitting it. Dad asked Max for help. Max shut him down. A few days later, I was chilling, playing video games, when Nikki called at 11 p.m., suddenly polite, offering a solution and compensation. I told her to email me. She sent a long message about Dad's stress and my duty to fix things. I sent my terms, payment for all my work, in writing, no meetings. She called it extreme. I said, not my problem. Dad called next, leaving a voicemail ranting about my selfishness, saying they never needed me. Then he texted, "What are your terms?" I sent an invoice, every hour I'd spent on their tech, bills, and repairs. I noted, payment up front or nothing moves. Nikki asked what I'd fix. Dad asked if I'd waive the fee for reconciliation. I said no. Then it escalated. Dad posted a vague Facebook rant about family betrayal. Ron left a voicemail threatening action if I didn't comply. I texted back, "Do it! I'm not scared." Max heard Ron was rallying family to shun me. Jokes on him, I haven't spoken to them in years. Nikki texted at 2 a.m., whining about Dad blaming her and Ron being useless. I replied, "You said life was better without me." She didn't respond. My aunt called, preaching about family being forever. I said it's a two-way street. She called me heartless and hung up. Max's cousin, yeah, weird family names, said there were shouting matches at the house. Nikki pushed Ron, he nearly fell. My aunt stormed out. It's chaos, and I'm honestly enjoying it. Not their pain, but the fact that they're finally feeling my absence. They never valued what I did until it stopped. I'm not backing down. They wanted me out? They got it. But they don't get my work for free anymore. I've got one more move and they won't see it coming. More soon. This is the end unless something insane happens. Quick recap. My family cut me out for years. I showed up at Dad's retirement party, got humiliated, told to pay the bill, and called a failure. I left, then showed them what it's like without me. They're not handling it well. The first few days after my last update were quiet. Too quiet. No angry texts or calls. I started thinking they might let it go, but my family doesn't work that way. They just wait for someone else to fix their problems. So, I compiled a detailed list of everything I'd done for them. Tech setups, bill systems, repairs, no random numbers, just actual hours. It wasn't about anger. It was about making them see what they'd taken for granted. I emailed the invoice to Dad, CC'd Nikki and Ron with a letter. "I'm done supporting your systems until you pay in full. This includes tech, bills, orders, repairs, everything. Deadline attached. Ignore this, and I'll file in small claims court." 2 days, no response. Nikki posted a "be kind" meme. Dad shared a dinner pic with captions about loyalty. Ron tried Max again. Max ignored him. Then Nikki called. I didn't answer. She texted saying I'd crossed a line. I replied, "Pay what you owe and I'm gone for good." She sent angry texts and voice notes. I didn't listen. Just resent the invoice. Dad emailed, furious, saying I'd regret it and was ruining the family. I replied, "See you in court." No bluff. My aunt called, shocked I'd sue my own father. I said I wouldn't if they paid. She hung up. Nikki showed up at my place again, banging on the door. I didn't open it. She left after 5 minutes. My neighbor asked if I was okay. I said it was family drama. It's not just money. It's respect. I'm not their free tech guy, errand runner, or punching bag. By day 6, they realized I wasn't joking. Nikki emailed about resolving things and being reasonable. I said my terms were clear. Max heard about a family meeting that turned into a shouting match. Nikki pushed Ron, Dad broke a plate, my aunt stormed out. Last night, Max texted, "Where are you? They're losing it. Call I didn't. For the first time, I felt good, not because they're struggling, but because I stood my ground. They thought I'd cave, but I didn't. They haven't paid yet, but I'm ready for court with every receipt and screenshot. Either way, I'm done. No forgiving, no reconnecting. Honestly, I don't regret it. Sometimes you have to burn the bridge to find your own path. If you're in a similar spot, let them feel your absence. It's the only way they learn.